Wednesday hump day edition of the Bruce Hooley Show. We'll be looking down at the weekend by the time the show ends today at 1 p.m. And we'll be sharing our time with you today with a different producer in the chair that makes all the good things happen. He is Alan Rogers, what Forrest Gump say? My best good friend, Alan Rogers. That's your man, Alan Rogers. Absolutely, yeah, fantastic. So that is correct. How did you know that? Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, you're Cardington, yeah, state champions in baseball. Nice, very nice. All right, so now that we've got our old man athletic accomplishments out of the way, yes. Remarkable interview last night. I don't think Sean Hannity's a good interviewer, to tell you the truth, because Sean Hannity commits the cardinal sin of interviewers where he talks over his guests. But he clearly does not think he is superior to President Trump because he lets President Trump talk whenever he has him on his show. And last night, Donald Trump and Elon Musk sat down with Hannity, and Hannity was much less intrusive than he normally is. It was remarkable to watch. I didn't really think about this, but are there two more consequential men on the globe in this particular era that we're living in right now than Donald Trump and Elon Musk? Elon Musk is a genius. He is. And Donald Trump is, at the very least, a political genius, a political force of nature, and someone whose ascent back to the presidency is almost unprecedented. Only one other person in American political history had ever done that, Grover Cleveland, and you don't know much about him. But Donald Trump has persevered through much, and so we'll work our way toward hearing from Musk and Trump last night because they are clearly in the crosshairs of Democrats. Musk, I think, serves a multi-purpose. I'm stumbling over my words. Elon Musk performs a lot of things that help Donald Trump, not just Doge, but he is a shield for the criticism against Donald Trump. I don't know how, because we'd have to envision it, and our visioning of it might not be correct. If Musk had not been tapped, if he had not endorsed Trump, and he were not heading up Doge, if this Department of Government Efficiency was headed by somebody who didn't have the credibility out there as being a brilliant mind, which Elon Musk clearly is. Anybody who can shoot a rocket into space, bring it back down, and catch it before it disintegrates is pretty brilliant. Anybody who built Tesla, anybody who was on the cutting edge of building PayPal, Elon Musk's brilliance is inarguable. But if Musk were not right there beside Donald Trump, and if Musk were not psychologically equipped to not just absorb, but to almost relish the criticism that he gets from the left, I think the left would have a leg up in its efforts to deter Donald Trump and to undermine his second term in office, just like it did its first. So I think their interview last night is worthy of hearing from them, and you'll hear from them today. But we're going to start with the Columbus City Schools Board of Education, which had made noise about not following Donald Trump's executive edict to limit bathrooms in its school buildings to boys in boys' bathrooms and girls in girls' bathrooms. They actually openly debated and theorized as to whether or not they could ignore this executive order or the law of the land from the president that boys are boys, girls are girls, and boys should not be in girls' spaces and boys should not be playing girls' sports. They were very conflicted over this because, of course, they are committed not to education, but to social justice. And that's fine if you're committed to something. I can disagree with your commitment to it, but if you have a firm and strong commitment to it, I presume that your own personal freedom and the consequences of defying the law could possibly be deeply held enough that you would say, I don't care about what I'm going to suffer. If I stand up for this policy, I'm going to stand up for this policy. I believe I am right. We now know from their actions last night that this was nothing more than virtue signaling, because when they were faced with the possibility of consequences for defying the law, and those consequences were posed to them in a strongly worded letter from State Attorney General Dave Yost, nice work, Attorney General Yost, the Columbus City Schools Board of Education folded like a third world economy. And they said last night that they will not defy the state law. Now, they had apparently a dozen transgender students show up talking about how they needed to defy the government on this, but they ended up not doing it. And of course, they issued the empty postscript statement from board president Michael Cole. Said he respects and values each of our students and staff members. This district remains committed to ensuring each student is empowered for success as a citizen in the global community while also following the law. Yeah, right. Good idea. Now, I've touched on this before, but the whole viewpoint that the left puts forward on the supposed right of transgender students to invade a bathroom that does not comport with their biological sex is rooted in selfishness and ignorance. Because I'm not going to name the young person, there's no point in it. But they had one of the transgender students address the board last night. They used they, them pronouns. And this person said that being a member of the transgender youth community is a challenge. Well, yeah, I'm sure it is, because you have a cognitive disconnect between your biological reality and what you recognize as your actual reality. And here's the comment. It's already a daily emotional struggle to simply exist in society as I know I am. That's heartbreaking to hear a young person say that. To have my teachers and the people I look up to enforce a bill that tells me I'm not valid enough in my identity to do something as simple as using a restroom I'm comfortable in is detrimental in many ways. Okay, I'm not going to dispute that that is how you feel. You have, it appears to me, no awareness that if you were granted the privileges that you seek to use the bathroom of your preference, you would be visiting upon girls who don't want you in their bathroom more trauma than you are suffering now. Okay, it just would. There would be more people inconvenienced by this decision if you were given your way, and the harm that you would do to them would far exceed any harm you are suffering. It just would. That's just the truth. And sometimes we've gotten to this point in society where we don't dare say anything that offends anybody else. We don't dare stand up for truth because, you know, people have their own personal individual truth. And the board tried to perpetuate that wrong-headed thinking as long as they possibly could. But when they were faced with personal consequences for it, they, of course, as I said, caved in like a cheap lawn chair. Their district legal counsel, James Barnes, had already warned them at their previous meeting that if they stuck with their policy and they allowed boys into girls' bathrooms, they would be in violation of the law, and they would be in violation of the ethics of a board member, because, of course, when you become a board member, you swear to uphold the law. You may not like the law, but you have to uphold it. And that the consequences could be collective for the board and could be individualized down to up to and including being sued. So they made the right decision last night. They did it kicking and screaming. I would rather they would have done it with integrity, character, and boldness, but I don't mind having them dragged across the right and dragged into the right area here by force of law. And this is going to be, I hope, if not, our society is going to disintegrate in front of us, and we're just in a momentary delay right now with Trump in the White House. This idea, this mind virus, this mental illness that has been pushed by elitists, by globalists, by evil people, it is evil, to defy the divine hand of God who made all of mankind either male or female. I know we have scientific advancements and we can do amazing things, but we cannot change the DNA of a person, and we cannot convert a boy to a girl or a girl to a boy. So good decision last night. I wish they had stood behind it with much more force than they did.
Then cold this afternoon, high today at 22. Cloudy, very cold night tonight, snow and flurries late. Could pick up about an inch, low 14. Clouds and cold, flurries tomorrow, breezy day, high 20. It'll be cloudy and cold on Friday, partly sunny by the afternoon. High on Friday at 26. Clouds and cold for Saturday, high Saturday afternoon at 32. I'm Steve Williams on 98.9 FM, The Answer.
As a local business owner, you get called every week by marketing companies. We get it. We have hundreds of satisfied customers. Here's what a satisfied client recently said.
Open enrollment is going great. We're hitting record numbers. Thank you so much for this report. It really is amazing to see how the marketing is really shaping our enrollment around the city.
If your local business is ready to take the next step, Google Salem Surround Columbus right now. Our experts are ready to help you take your marketing to the next level. Google Salem Surround Columbus today.
Hey, Carl Jackson here for Dennis Prager. While Dennis Prager is recuperating, we know you missed your daily dose of Dennis. That's why Pragertopia is giving you a special gift. Right now, Pragertopia members can hear the best 2 hours of Dennis's favorite segments from as far back as 2010. On Monday, you can hear the Happiness Hour.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That's what I'm about.
Tuesday is Celebrity Guest Day.
Donald Trump Jr. is in studio with me.
On Wednesday, it's the Male-Female Hour.
I really do wish there were a way to ascertain the number of marriages that this hour has helped.
Thursday, the Ultimate Issues Hour.
Not having ultimate issues clarity is like having a map, but you don't know where you're going.
And Friday is Open Lines.
Feel free to ask me anything about me, about you, about life.
So if you're missing your daily dose of Dennis, go to Pragertopia.com and hear all your favorite segments, along with lectures, celebrity interviews, and his famous Torah teachings and more. Get your daily dose of Dennis at Pragertopia.com, Pragertopia.com.
America, it's time to align your money with your American values and stop giving it to companies that partner with the woke movement. Let your patriotic values guide how you invest your money and save for your future. With Monorail's Patriot Portfolio, you can grow your wealth and save for retirement, knowing that you're investing in companies that align with biblical and conservative values. Right now, for a limited time, get a $50 sign-up bonus when you deposit as little as $13 with Monorail Stars and Stripes Rewards program. The more you deposit, the more you earn. Guaranteed 1% sign-up bonus on any deposit amount. Refer a friend and receive an additional $20. Friends, Monorail's Patriot Portfolio is exactly what Christians and conservatives have been waiting for. No more giving money to companies that don't support what we believe. With Monorail, you'll have peace of mind knowing that you are helping to create a better America. Open an account today at monorail.com/Kirk. That's monorail.com/Kirk.
You know, I've talked for years about Relief Factor, the daily supplement that has helped me find natural relief from pain. Relief Factor also has a 100% drug-free product for sleep. Look, sleep means everything. It's called Z Factor. You know, when I went overseas over Christmas, time zones are different. Thank goodness I had my bottle of Z Factor with me, and I slept like a baby. I never missed a beat. Right now, you'll save 46% on your first order. That's only $19.95 for a 30-day supply of Z Factor. Frank wrote, I work odd hours, sometimes have trouble getting to sleep. This stuff works like a charm. Look, I can confirm it does. With a formula of 4 natural ingredients, Z Factor relaxes your mind so you drift off quicker. Once you're asleep, it helps you stay asleep. And you're not groggy in the morning either. Hey, if you're ready for a great night's sleep, give Z Factor a try. Right now, you'll save 46% on your first order. That's $19.95 for a 30-day supply. Call 800-4-RELIEF. That's 800, the number 4-RELIEF, or visit relieffactor.com. Sleep better, feel better with Z Factor.
Make 989theanswer.com your home when you are searching for conservative content. And that content includes links to townhall.com, redstate.com, lots of great conservative writers there who can put in perspective the issues of today. Also, every voice you hear on this station can be heard in a segment that you might have missed or a segment you'd like to hear again via the podcast page at 989 The Answer. The best way to keep track of any station event that we have coming up, and we have some coming up, would be to make a daily trip to 989theanswer.com. You can buy tickets, you can register for contests, you can win prizes, and of course, you can save money. If you are in the market for a new mattress or for a new furnace or for many of the other items that we have on sale in the Discount Shopping Club, you can save up to 50% on those, including tuitions to many great Christian private schools in the area. So lots of good reasons. Just make it a daily occurrence to go to 989theanswer.com. I don't know if I believe the headline that I am reading from the Columbus Dispatch today, but here's what it says. Crime is down in Columbus. You believe that part? I don't know. I don't believe that part. But anyway, but car break-ins have increased. What is driving the trend? Well, I think I know what's driving the trend. Well, let's see if any of the people who were consulted for this story written by Nathan Hart of the Dispatch come up with the same reason that I do. Mr. Hart notes that crime has dropped in many categories in 2024, including murders, but that car break-ins are increasing, I think, by 17%. That's a pretty significant increase. That's in the 10th paragraph of the story. I think I would have led with that. Car break-ins in Columbus are up 17% in the past year. That's alarming, right? You park your car anywhere in town, on the street, in a garage, heaven forbid, at a hotel, there's a very good chance that it could be broken into. And then, you know, you can say, well, if you leave something of value on your seat, then you're not totally blameless in the fact that someone broke into your car. That is true. Doesn't justify someone breaking into your car. But what they are finding is that a lot of cars are broken into just for the sport of breaking the window, and nothing is taken. They had a rash of these in Grandview Heights and Upper Arlington recently, where 37 victims were hit in one overnight rampage by the kids who are doing this. And most likely it is kids, because they have arrested somebody, and he was a kid who they had arrested before. Which brings me to why this is continuing to happen. Is a familiar alarm that I have sounded on this show very often, is that we do not penalize crimes at low levels. And once we've ingrained in the heads of young people who commit lower level crimes that they can get away with the lower level crimes, then they eventually lose the thrill of committing lower level crimes, and they escalate to bigger crimes. So until we ingrain, and the popular characterization of this is broken windows policing, which has been proven in New York City under Mayor Rudy Giuliani and then under Michael Bloomberg. If you prosecute every crime, basically you say this far, no farther. If you go beyond that line and you put kids in jail, you put criminals in jail for anything, and you ingrain an age-old reality, which is, if my freedom is taken away from me, my liberty is taken away from me, if I can't go where I want to go when I want to go there, if I can't eat what I want to eat when I want to eat it, I don't like that, and I'd like to get out of here. And I'd like to go back to my life where I was in control of what I was doing. But until they do that here in Columbus, we're going to have this kind of mayhem breaking out all over the place. Alan, you live in an apartment complex. Does this happen in your apartment complex?
Yeah, it's happened before. My car broken into. Two things. But Bruce, if you send a chillin to prison, they'll become criminals.
Yes. They're criminal. Yes, that was Carolyn Levitt. The that they haven't done anything wrong. Why are you deporting them? If they're in the country illegally, they've done something wrong. Here is a quote from Joe Savarese, or maybe it's Savarese, President and CEO of the Ohio Hotel and Lodging Association. He says, I get reports from hotels each and every morning in my inbox where numerous hotels talk about numerous break-ins, and I get those emails virtually every day. So this is something that is happening almost every night, overnight, in different parts of the city, and it does happen with different businesses as well. I don't think that'll stop them. I really don't. Yeah. So the Grandview Upper Arlington thing, they had 3 teenagers were the perpetrators of this. Happened January the 16th. And you don't think of Grandview and Upper Arlington as areas of town where this will happen. But it happens anywhere. It happens everywhere. And so this is where we are. And I feel bad for the cops because there's so much other crime that they can't really spend a bunch of time on these car break-ins. That if one person got their car broken into in Upper Arlington and Grandview Heights, they'd make no effort to try to find the person. Because 37 people got broken into, then it becomes a priority. Now, this is a strange add-on to a story which is, to me, is one of the most sad stories that we've covered here on the show. The 73-year-old woman in Pickaway County who was mauled to death by dogs that were not confined on the property of the 2 people, Susan Withers and her son Adam, who've been convicted of involuntary manslaughter. They now find an autopsy on the dogs shows that the dogs had cocaine in their system. Like, as if it's not stupid enough to keep vicious dogs penned up in a complex where they've gotten out repeatedly and terrorized neighbors and killed other dogs, by the way, where the condominium complex had ordered Susan Withers and her son Adam to get rid of these dogs, which they did not do. We now find out that Adam Withers confessed to the police in one of the many visits they made to his condo complex, that he was doing cocaine in his garage. And we now find that he didn't even secure the cocaine and his dogs got into it. So at the time they mauled this poor woman to death, with her 84-year-old husband suffering from dementia, watching from inside her apartment, these dogs were under the influence of cocaine. Now, they have not sentenced these 2 people yet, and there was a lot of speculation about whether or not they could even be charged with a crime of any consequence for ending the life of this 73-year-old woman. 73 used to sound old to me. It doesn't sound that old to me now. No, I'm not 70 yet, but it's out there on the horizon. You can be you still have a lot of life left when you're 73. Her life was ended by this just egregiously inexcusable action by this couple, mother and son. So I don't know if this will add to the severity of their sentence, but it should. It should. I think they should get long prison sentences. I would have no issue if they put the son in jail because they were probably his dogs. I'd have no issue if they put him in jail for 20 years. He's earned that. And his mother, 5, 10, seems appropriate to me.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason. There's a war of words breaking out between President Trump and Ukrainian President Zelensky. Mr. Trump calling Zelensky a dictator after the Ukrainian president said that Mr. Trump was under the influence of Russian propaganda. Elon Musk suggests the work of President Trump's Department of Government Efficiency transcends politics. Musk, put in charge of DOGE by the president, says that if we don't attack the waste, fraud, and abuse in government spending, we may soon find it's too late to do so. 14 Democratic state attorneys general failing in a bid to halt of DOGE, federal judge rejecting their request for a temporary restraining order. New York federal judge considering whether the corruption case against New York Mayor Eric Adams should be tossed out as requested by the Justice Department. On Wall Street, the Dow down 125 points. More details at srnnews.com.
For many out on the streets with no address, when the hope dies, it's hard to be found.
You get these people off our streets now.
It's not that simple. They're human beings. Where are they meant to go?
Homelessness could happen to anyone.
I don't know how much longer I can do this.
Their story is our story.
You never know in life why things work out the way they do. Never give up.
No Address, starring William Baldwin, Ashanti, and Ty Pennington. In theaters February 28th. Get your tickets at noaddressmovie.com.
You know, a lot of times you have to choose between something high quality or something that saves you money, but if you can get both, why not? Especially when it comes to healthcare, and that's MediShare. You get both. The typical family saves $500 a month, and they love it. The customer satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. So yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Call now if you get a price within 2 minutes. Call 833-34-BIBLE. That's 833-30.
He's consistently ranked by industry trades as one of the country's top radio morning hosts. He's Chris DeGaulle, and you can hear him weekday mornings from 6 to 9 on your station for news, opinion, and passion. 98.9 FM. The Answer.
Hi, it's Bruce Hooley, and here's a term we've all heard before, right? Misinformation. Well, misinformation is not exactly what you think it is, but it is when it comes to people who tell you, oh, you're just getting older, so you're going to have to deal with that pain. Not true. That's misinformation. QC Kinetics, my friends in Dublin and Gahanna, the people who are pioneering advanced
Your live read is My Pillow
for your joint pain. They can help you get out of pain, and that is not misinformation because thousands of people in Columbus have taken advantage of the leadership of Dr. Ray Tessner, the founder of Grant Sports Medicine. He is a classically trained orthopedic surgeon, and he can help you get out of pain at QC Kinetics. Call for their free, no-obligation consultation to see if it'll work for you. 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. Walk in pain, walk out with relief. Rehab, what rehab? Go to qckinetics.com or call 380-208-4544.
Hi, my name is Justin Petrichor. I'm Julian Petrichor. We run Alpha Waste Service. We offer front-load dumpsters as well as roll-off dumpsters for local residents and businesses. Prices are set at flat fixed rates. The price we give is the price you'll pay.
We don't force our customers into contracts unless they want one. We keep our customers by providing quality service at affordable prices.
If you need a front load or roll-off dumpster, please visit alphawasteservice.com.
Again, that's alphawasteservice.com.
News, opinion, passion. Here, 98.9 FM. The Answer. Anywhere you go. With The Answer's mobile app at 98.9theanswer.com. Also on your smart speakers. Tune in or iHeart.
The My Pillow mega sale going on right now includes a get-in price on queen size Giza Dream bed sheets at under $60, $59.98. If you like a king size set, $69.98. What a bargain that is. You can get Giza Dream sheets flannel or non-flannel. They are awesome. I sleep on them every single night and absolutely love them. A standard My Pillow is $14.88. That's a crazy low price. King and queen will cost you less than $20. Mike Lindell has limited qualities of his 2025 My Towel Set collections. Those are under $30. There are lots and lots of items on sale at mypillow.com. Use my promo code Bruce to get the lowest pricing. If you thought about the fact that maybe it's time for a new mattress, I would humbly suggest before you go that route that you would try a My Pillow mattress topper. We have one on our bed. It is amazing. You do not get too warm. You stay somehow comfortable throughout the night with a My Pillow mattress topper. Check out all the low prices, mypillow.com, promo code Bruce. I watched 3/4, I'd say, of the Musk-Trump interview last night on Hannity. I was struck overall by one thing. These guys like each other. It's very clear that they have great admiration for each other, and I think they form a powerful team. If I thought about it a while, I might be persuaded that there are two more consequential people in the world over the last 15 years than Donald Trump and Elon Musk, but they're up there. I mean, I've heard people say that Elon Musk will be the only person that we're talking about from this era 5,000 years from now. I don't think we'll be here 5,000 years. No one will be here 5,000 years from now, because I'm holding in my hand. Let me just digress. Asteroid hurtling toward Earth. Odds for impact keep increasing. Alan, did you know about this? Asteroid 2024 YR4 reaches level 3 on the Torino scale. I have no idea what any of that means. No. NASA telescope says it will get a closer look at the object in March. The odds keep growing that an asteroid big enough to wipe out a city will collide with Earth in 7 years, according to NASA. Where do we want that to hit? Yeah. Germany's auditioning for first place after their stupid crackdown on free speech. Of course, everybody would say Moscow, Beijing. Yeah, I was going to say LA, San Francisco. Finish them off, break them off right into the Pacific. But anyway, yes, Musk is consequential. Trump is consequential. And I don't think this is empty chatter from Elon Musk. Here he is talking about observing Donald Trump at close range and how people have the wrong impression of the 47th president of the United States.
And he's, you know,
That's nice the way he said that, you know, there's something nice about it.
It really is. You know, because, I mean, the president's been so unfairly attacked in the media. It's really outrageous. And I've at this point spent a lot of time with the president, and not once have I seen him do something that was mean or cruel or wrong. Not once.
Well, now that is definitely not a view of the president that is told by anyone on the major networks or anyone on MSNBC or CNN. Here is Musk talking about the role that he is performing for Donald Trump at the Department of Government Efficiency.
I think the way to think of me is like I'm a technologist, and I try to make technologies that improve the world and make life better.
Shirt.
Yeah, and that's why like my T-shirt says tech support, because I'm here to provide the president with technology support. And now that may seem like, well, is that a silly thing? But actually, it's a very important thing, because the president will make these executive orders, which are very sensible and good for the country, but then they don't get implemented. You know, so if you take for example, all the funding for the migrant hotels, the president issued an executive order where, hey, we need to stop taking taxpayer money and paying for luxury hotels for illegal immigrants, which makes no sense. Like, so obviously people do not want their tax dollars going to fund high-end hotels for illegals. And yet they were still doing that, even as late as last week. And so, you know, we went in there and we're like, hey, this is in violation of the presidential executive order. It needs to stop. So what we're doing here is one of the biggest functions of the Doge team is just making sure that the presidential executive orders are actually carried out.
Yeah, the resistance on the Democratic side is not popular with the American public, because I think all of us believe we have massive government waste, fraud, and abuse. And every president always says, we'd like to cut the size of government. We like to become more efficient in our spending. None of them have done anything to actually make that happen. Trump, via Musk and via Musk's team of 100 or so tech geniuses, is endeavoring to do that. Here is Musk making a case why the Department of Government Efficiency is needed.
I just want to point out, this is a very important thing, because the president is the elected representative of the people. So it's representing the will of the people. And if the bureaucracy is fighting the will of the people and preventing the president from implementing what the people want, then what we live in is a bureaucracy and not a democracy.
Now, of course, there's all kinds of concerns about Elon Musk. This is what the Democrats say. He has access to a bunch of data and a bunch of information, personal information on people he's going to use it to his advantage. As if Elon Musk, the richest man in the world, is going to get a hold of my credit card data and run up thousands of dollars in charges on my credit card. I mean, do you realize how absurd that is? Correct. And they are not multi-billionaires like Elon Musk. And if they wanted to take advantage of you, they could, and you might never know it. Here is Trump talking about the fact that people need not be worried that Musk will take advantage of. First of all, he doesn't have the opportunity to go in there and do anything other than observe, other than look and see and identify and audit. That's all he does. He doesn't have the okay, I'll just go in there here. Let me go to bestbuy.com and put, a new big screen television on Alan Rogers' credit card. Yeah. Here is Donald Trump poo-pooing the concern over Musk taking advantage of his position with Doge.
I wanted to find somebody smarter than him. I searched all over. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't. You
really tried hard.
I couldn't find anyone smarter, right? So we had it for the country.
But this is the thing.
We settled it. He's got tremendous imagination and scientific imagination, far beyond, you keep talking about a technologist and all, but you're much more than a technologist. You are that. But he's also a good person. He's a very good person, and he wants to see the country do well. And I know a lot of great business people, really great business people, but they're not really, in some cases, very good people. And I know people that would try and take advantage of the situation. This guy's somebody that really cares for the country, and I saw that very early on.
Now, I too think Musk enjoys this role. I think he enjoys this role because I think he's one of those rare people who genuinely does not care what other people think of him. There are a lot of people who say they don't care what other people think of them. And you can say, well, if you had multiple billions of dollars, it'd be easier not to care what people think of you. But I think everybody just kind of wants to be liked. I don't think Musk doesn't want to be liked, but I think that the criticism that he's getting, and particularly the people he's getting it from, doesn't bother him. Because I've said this before, your life will be a lot easier if you do not cede to people you don't respect the power to make you feel differently about yourself. And so as long as the Chuck Schumers and the Jasmine Crockett's and the Ilhan Omar's, Ayanna Presley's, Nancy Pelosi's, Rachel Maddow's, and others are your critics, I think that is confirmation that you are doing the right thing, as opposed to a valid criticism that you are doing the wrong thing. The guys under him are getting paid, but Musk makes the point that they are getting paid a fraction of what they could get paid using their expertise in these tech matters, other than what they're paid by the government. Now, they've already identified, I keep seeing a number change. Musk has said 55 billion. Trump and Musk yesterday said they think the total savings of Doge, once they get into every department, they've got the Pentagon to go yet, they've got the education department, Social Security. Why are the Democrats complaining so much and denying the fact that there's Social Security fraud out there? It's almost as if the fraud is benefiting them and they don't want Doge to look. Again, if somebody wouldn't let you look in their closet, wouldn't you be suspicious of what is actually in their closet?
Clouds and cold this afternoon. High today at 22. Cloudy, very cold night tonight. Snow and flurries late. Could pick up about an inch. Low 14. Clouds and cold. Flurries tomorrow. Breezy day. High 20. It'll be cloudy and cold on Friday. Partly sunny by the afternoon. High on Friday at 26. Clouds and cold for Saturday. High Saturday afternoon at 32. I'm Steve Williams on 98.9 FM. The Answer.
Owning a home is a dream come true, but keeping it comfortable? Temperature Pro understands that your HVAC system is the heart of your home's comfort. When it needs attention, you deserve service that's fast, transparent, and reliable. More than just a repair company, they're your home's partner, offering professional service that respects your space and your family. For routine maintenance or an unexpected breakdown, trust Temperature Pro to keep your home running smoothly with no surprises on pricing. Temperature Pro, your comfort is our promise.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS.
They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you
Your
owe
live
money
read
to the
is
IRS,
open.
whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6745. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at tra.com or call 800-575-6745. That's 800-575-6745. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people. Quick question. Did you know that the conservative news and talk content that you're currently enjoying on this station and online is supported by advertisers? Here's another one for you. And this one is for our business audience. Are you aware that our loyal listeners eagerly engage with our advertisers because they know that these advertisers share their values and care about our programming as much as they do? Listeners, tell your favorite businesses about us. And business owners, contact us today to create and implement strategies that drive people to connect and engage with you, helping you grow and experience the value of long-term loyal customers. Join with us today to continue spreading the good word.
To learn how to reach our audience with your business's message and support this station, contact Carolyn Cassidy at 614-318-0401 or click on the Advertise With Us banner at 989theanswer.com. That's 989theanswer.com.
Salem News Channel is America's fastest growing conservative TV network.
It's an absolute crazy day.
Home to the largest lineup of free speech champions anywhere. Delivering in-depth insight and unapologetic opinion on today's biggest news stories.
Americans aren't going to put up with this anymore.
SNC brings you the news that matters, told with integrity and clarity. Watch Salem News Channel free, 24/7 on your television. Stream now on Zumo Play.
What does a waterfall have to do with us? How do mountains relate to? How is anything like? What's the similarity between and? The answer is they are all parks, because the National Park Service isn't just about unspoiled nature. It's also about history, recreation, remembrance, and so many other things. Find out what a park can be to you at findyourpark.com.
Boy, did I meet two delightful couples yesterday, one in Lewis Center, another in Whitehall. Both of them reached out to me at brucehooley.com seeking information about new flooring. And I was able to go through the preliminary steps with them, measure their space. I'll be getting back in touch with them today as to what we can do for them. What I can do for you is promise you that you will not pay more if you give me the opportunity to do your flooring project than you will pay at any big box store, because the overhead that you see, the high rent locations of those big box stores, the massive amounts of in-stock inventory, the fancy wrapped vehicles, and the fact that they have to send big trucks to the mills, and those trucks have to be fully loaded to maximize the efficiency of transporting those goods to market. You're paying for all that. You're not paying for any of that, because I don't have any of that. What I have is the same exact name brands and our own loyal and talented installers. So if you have a flooring project, I'd love to help you with it. brucehooley.com, click flooring, brucehooley.com, click flooring. So we have lost track long ago, deplorably so, of the Americans who have been held hostage by Hamas since the October 7th attacks in 2023. The latest hostage exchange deal between Hamas and Israel will play out Saturday with the release of 6 living hostages and another 4 hostages who Hamas says are deceased. The strong belief is that among the 4 deceased hostages will be the mother, Shiri Yarden, and her 2 children, who were 9 months old and 4 years old when Hamas took them hostage. Now, Hamas contends that these children were killed in an Israeli bombing raid. I don't know why you would believe a single thing that Hamas says, because people who slaughter 1,200 children or 1,200 people without any motivation other than their own despicable hatred of Jews are people that you should not believe. These children, the Bibas children, their father was released a short time ago, so he will be widowed, and he will not have either one of his two children going forward. And Seth Mandel writes about this today in a column in Commentary magazine. I thought what he wrote was powerful. I think it's something that we should keep in the forefront of our minds as the Trump administration tries to navigate the complexity of ending this war in the Middle East. But I am foursquare against any concessions to Hamas. I discussed the other day my position on this. I had an email from a woman who said that it was wrong of me to cavalierly respond to the death of terrorists. I'm perfectly comfortable with my position on this, because these people are evil, and evil people, when they are eradicated from the face of the earth, by process of elimination, the earth gets better. Here is what Seth Mandel wrote. He said, the father was released this month by Hamas after nearly 500 days in captivity, and the terror group is claiming it will soon deliver the bodies of his wife and his two sons. Ariel was 4 when he was taken, and Kefir was 9 months old. He notes the New York Times reporting on this says, quote, for many Israelis, the story of the Bibas family has become a symbol of the brutality of a Hamas attack on October 7th. And Seth Mandel points out the absurdity of that sentence. He says, for many Israelis, the sentence should read, for everyone, the story of the Bibas family has become a symbol of the brutality of the Hamas-led attack. He says, in a perfect world, the faces of the Bibas children would be everywhere at all times. But in the world in which we live, posters with the faces of these young children are torn down from bulletin boards. In the kind of world we hope to deserve to inhabit, no children's charity or non-governmental organization would go a day without drawing attention to Kefir and Ariel and the monsters who stole them. We should be ashamed of our fellow Americans who not only won't mention the Bibas family, but won't even learn the name of a single American hostage held in Gaza throughout the war. The pro-Palestinian mobs that fill the streets of every major city to celebrate the slaughter of Jews around the world cannot even be criticized for kidnapping a baby. How much does one have to hate Jews to side with the monsters who kidnap babies? Now, this is so true. It's so powerful. He said the 4-month-old baby Kefir became a symbol of the evil of Hamas because he is the answer to every relevant question about this conflict. His case is the war boiled down to its essence. He is the dividing line. In a better world, there would be no one standing on the wrong side of that dividing line. Yet, last night in New York City, there were riots by Palestinian supporters and people who back Gaza and who believe that Israel is wrong in this. Here's Brian Yennis of Fox reporting on what went on last night in New York City.
This all happened last night in Borough Park, Brooklyn, when a pro-Palestinian group held an anti-Israel protest in the middle of one of the world's largest Orthodox Jewish neighborhoods. The NYPD did its best to try to separate the groups, but there were multiple scuffles and near brawls. The anti-Israel protesters reportedly shouting, "Settlers go back home and Zionists go to hell," and there is only one solution: Intifada revolution. Jewish protesters shout back, "Trump owns Gaza and terrorists get out of here." The group Pal Auda was protesting what they say is the sale of stolen Palestinian land. The NYPD tells us there was at least one arrest, a man charged with assault for punching someone, but we don't know who punched who. Just take a look at this video. A protester alerted police to a knife at the rally. Police tried to clear the scene and found a sizable knife on the ground. New York Democratic Congressman Richie Torres posting on X, quote, "It should come as a shock to no one that the pro-Hamas mob targeting Jews and promising to flood Borough Park has descended into violence. Violence is not a bug, but a feature of the so-called Free Palestine movement, which has no desire to free Palestinians from Hamas." Now, this anti-Israel protest took place just hours after Hamas announced that the Biba's family hostages, Mom Shiri and her two little boys, Ariel and Kafir, are dead. The group End Jew Hatred is now calling on President Trump's Justice Department to investigate and prosecute the activist group from last night for depriving Jews of their civil rights.
I don't believe that we should arrest or deport people who have the despicable views of those who caused this dust up in New York City last night. Because then if you sanction that, you can certainly condemn their viewpoint. But if you would sanction their arrest and their deportation, you would be guilty of a restriction of speech. Now, if they get out of line, if they are rioting, if they are hurting other people, then of course they should be arrested for the mayhem and for the damage and for the pain they're inflicting on other people. But it's amazing to me that in the New York Times this week, there was a full-page ad that read like this: Jewish people say no to ethnic cleansing. These are 350 very liberal rabbis and obviously Hollywood celebrities and others who have big platforms who say that the Jews colonized Gaza, that, you know, that the Jews are on stolen land. That is not true. In fact, the Jews vacated Gaza in 2005 and gave Palestinians all the equipment, farm equipment, heavy equipment, and things like that that they would have needed to foster a self-sustaining society. But the Palestinians care about one thing and one thing only, and that is the eradication of Jews from this earth.
For many out on the streets with no address, when the hope dies, it's hard to be found.
You get these people off our streets now. It's not that simple. They're human beings. Where are they meant to go?
Homelessness could happen to anyone.
I don't know how much longer I can do this.
Their story is our story.
You never know in life why things work out the way they do. Never give up.
No Address, starring William Baldwin, Ashanti, and Ty Pennington. In theaters February 28th. Get your tickets at noaddressmovie.com.
You know, a lot of times you have to choose between something high quality or something that saves you money, but if you can get both, why not? Especially when it comes to healthcare, and that's MediShare. You get both. The typical family saves $500 a month, and they love it. The customer satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. So yeah, really, you can save a ton.
All right, we're out of time for hour number one. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Appreciate your time and attention. Hope you guys have a great day. Stay warm. It's cold out there.
Find us at 989theanswer.com.